We are just waiting a couple of minutes to wait for everyone to join. Okay, I think it's time to start. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm here in Seattle, Washington, the US, and I welcome all of you to this induction webinar. The idea behind this is that we have, the last year, a lot of new partners to GTA, so we can update you on what we do and how we do it. But at the same time, there are other old partners, companies that have brought new people on board, and we want to let them know too what we do. So that is the main idea. Can someone confirm, please, that you can hear me?
Yes, you're coming loud and clear.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So let's start saying that the Global Tuna Alliance is a pre-competitive collaboration of independent retailers, suppliers, wholesalers, and brands active in the seafood sector, and with a major interest in improving the sustainability of the tuna sector in a socially and environmentally responsible way. So we are not a conservation NGO. We are seeking sustainable tuna in order to have sustainable businesses. That is the main point. So we're companies working to ensure that the tuna ultimately meets the highest standards of environmental performance and social responsibility. Our navigation chart for today, we're going to start with the Global Tuna Alliance partners, scale and governance. Then we're going to jump into our GTA 5-year strategy and the progress report that we do with our partners. We are going to talk a little bit about the main reason why we're all here, tuna sustainability, our FMOs and our involvement, how can GTA partners achieve change, and finally, we are going to talk a little bit about social media and communications. If you are out there, you have seen that we are really present in social media and communication. So that is an interesting and good topic to talk about. So let's start with this. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So this is the list of our members. We have 53 partners at this point. So we doubled the number of partners since last year. And as you can see, these are from all around the world. This is a little bit old, it's 2020. The scale of Global Tuna Alliance, but I like a couple numbers here. And for example, GTA partners employ over 1.2 million people at that time, or the GTA partners here bought around 1.3 million tons of tuna in 2020, which means around 1.3 billion of tuna, and $1 billion, so quite big. This is a more updated one. As you can see, approximately 32% of all tuna caught across the world passes through GTA partners. Other important number here is that 2.3 billion price of all tuna caught globally passes through GTA partners. So you can see there is a big change in the total end value of tuna that passes through the GTA. Is $9.2 billion. Why is this important? It's because we use the buying power we have to achieve change. We ask our suppliers to help us to improve tuna sustainability. So the governance GTA, the governance structure enables the GTA to efficiently ensure delivery our implementation plan in all our activities. Oversight, guidance, and accountability is provided by the steering committee. It's a small group of partners nominated by the wider Global Tuna Alliance. Then we have a management board who is responsible for all the legal matters relating to the GTA and money too. All of this is coordinated by our executive director, Tom Pickerel. I have to say that Tom unfortunately couldn't join us today because he is here in Seattle and he had a couple of meetings this morning, but we got lunch together yesterday. So just for you to know. And this is me. I'm the director of outreach and engagement, and I'm in charge of bringing new companies to GTA, among a lot of other things. And I'm in charge of 2 of the 4 RFMOs that we participate on. So let's talk about our GTA 5-year strategy. We have 3 different dimensions. The first one is transparency and traceability. Some of the areas that we cover is, for example, observer coverage, electronic monitoring, forest state measures, transshipment regulations. The other dimension is environmental sustainability. So we care about the sourcing policy of our partners, harvest strategies at the RFMO level, fat management, this naturally attached advocacy policy that is about sharks, ending harmful subsidies, and biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction. And finally, social responsibility, ensuring social responsible seafood supply chains following international agreements. So what we do here is for each one of these areas, we have key performance indicators, and we track the percentage of our partners that have implemented this. For example, if we talk about forest state measure, forest state measures, for example, percentage of partner with seafood sourcing requirements that include forest state measures. Then environmental sustainability, the same thing. We have those KPIs that we track for each one of our members, and then we aggregate that as a whole organization. And finally, social responsibility too. So for example, one KPI is a percentage of partners who have assessed human rights risk in their supply chain at the processor and vessel level. So we have all of this information, and this is, for example, a sourcing requirement. We were talking about forest state measure agreement. So program is forced and measure agreement advocacy for us. That means that the members of the RFMO should ratify the implementation of this FAO agreement. Then the KPI for us is percentage of partners with seafood sourcing requirements that include PSM. And finally, sourcing language. For example, from 2023, we will only purchase tuna products that are landed at port that operate with port state measure. Just to clarify, the port state measures try to prevent and eliminate illegal and unreported and unregulated fishing, and it is an international treaty. That's an example. Then we have the progress report. Each one of our partners fill out this individual progress against the KPIs. All of this is anonymous, so we are not sharing this information about your company with anyone. It's just for us. And if you want to share this with your suppliers or your buyers, you can do it. That is just your decision. But at our level, we don't do that. And the idea behind this is to track this progress report over time. The 2021 was a self-reporting. Each one of the companies reported to us what they were doing. 2022 is going to be the same. 2023, we're going to have a third-party audit. And 2024, again, self-reporting. Finally, 2025, a third-party audit again. So we are committed to review our progress each year and transparently share our progress with interested stakeholder. And when I said that, again, it's all anonymous, but we can show what we're doing as a GTA. Some of the results that we got from the 2021 progress report. For example, at the level of transparency, the lowest was 0%, the highest was 67%, and average was 28%. Same thing with environmental sustainability scores, 42%, social responsibility, 34%, and overall, we have a 34%. So based on that, we created this progress report where you can find the aggregated information for the GTA on each one of the different KPIs. And for in year one, we already achieved 37% of the KPIs. You can find all this information on our website. All the reports are there under documents. So what we're planning to do, so the idea is to have a progress dashboard, generate that, so you in the future are going to be able to see your progress, to see where to work, to establish your priorities. And then if you want, you can share it again with your business partners. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about tuna sustainability. What is the current situation with tuna sustainability? It is difficult. It is a difficult question to answer with many definitions of sustainability. However, a new initiative from the Certification and Ratings Collaboration has attempted to answer the question. So you can see here the different certifications or rating systems. So MSC certified, you have around 500,000 tons. Fair Trade USA certified. Seafood Watch green and yellow. Some of them are in fishery improvement project. That doesn't mean that they're sustainable, but at least they're working towards sustainability. So this graphic shows that the global result for the main tuna species. And you can see that according to this parameter, only 55% would be considered the level of performance that is generally considered as responsible. So that is the current situation. And why is sustainability lagging in tuna? For those that don't know the MSC standard, this is what I'm showing you here is principle 1 of the MSC standard. The MSC standard has 3 different principles. The first one is this one, the status of the stock. The second one is about the environment. And the third one is about management. But this is principle 1. And as you can see, here you have the different oceans. On top, different tunas, yellowfin tuna, big eye, skipjack, and then albacore. And you can see that the problems for each one of these stocks are related to the harvest strategy and harvest control rules. They're in general part of the harvest strategy. So that's why at the bottom here, P1 score is failing all the time. So what does it mean? Poor management in general, holding back many tuna fisheries from sustainability. In performance, tuna fisheries are not meeting respective levels of performance required of seafood. And finally, if we talk about the supply chain, retailers are facing challenges in meeting their seafood policies when sourcing tuna. If we go to a real example, poor management, for example, yellowfin tuna in the Indian Ocean has a quota set approximately 50,000 metric tons higher than the scientific advice. Performance in the Ocean yellowfin tuna is classed as overfish, with overfishing occurring. And what that means for the supply chain, Tesco, for example, have stopped sourcing tuna from the Indian Ocean for their own brand. And E2 from the UK have swapped yellowfin tuna for jumbo prawns. I know it sounds weird, but that's it. So this is a real example of what happened when you have poor management. And as you may know, the organizations in charge of the management of tunas are the regional fisheries management organizations that were developed under the law of the sea, with the United Nations law of the sea. So we have 6 of them around the world, tuna related. We don't work with the bluefin tuna ones that are at the bottom, simply because we don't have partners that are interested. That could change anytime. We work with IOTC, WCPFC, and Tom is in charge of those 2, while I'm doing the IATTC and ICAT. So we work on that. Even though we have like our 5-year strategy, we have our priorities for each year for the different RFMOs. You can see that here we have global action like high seas treaty to protect biodiversity, and then harmful subsidies, some supply chain actions. And as an example, in August, we had this IATTC meeting. And one of our first asks was adopt comprehensive harvest strategy for North Pacific albacore. It happened. So that was a good win for us. But we are still waiting on FATS and electronic monitoring, or the other of our priorities. But we know that the organizations have 2 working groups working exactly on them. So we're expecting to see something soon. I hope next year. So how can GTA partners achieve change? GTA partners seek to influence tuna RFMOs and national governments, of course, through 2 synergistic means. Firstly, we directly engage with tuna RFMO delegations, advocacy. We set out our ask, and both the GTA and individual members engage with delegations. And secondly, members pass their ask up the supply chains to their suppliers, and ultimately the catchers. Their aim here is for the whole supply chains to be asking the same from the RFMOs. At the end, we're expecting positive reaction, and we have had some wins. So this is a real world example. For example, sourcing requirements, GTA partners to develop a corporate remote policy. We are committed to influence to support initiatives to strengthen RFMO management of tuna, features including harvest strategy through policymakers and supply chains. And this has to be time bounded, of course. Request to supplier engagement. GTA partners request their suppliers to verify or engage with RFMO delegates on calling for harvest strategy. And finally, advocacy. GTA advocates for RFMO tuna to accelerate action on harvest strategy development. So collaboratively, we act under the Global Tuna Alliance. We have partnerships with other organizations, and we participate in outreach and engagement. But at the same time, we ask our members to be part of these efforts, as I was saying, so you can write to the decision makers of relevance for each one of the asks and RFMOs. You can present the ask in person, ask your supply to engage, and attend relevant meetings. And I know you're thinking, oh, but this is a lot of work. We don't know how to do it. In general, we care a lot about education, and we help you through periodic webinars explaining each one of our ask for each one of the RFMOs. And at the same time, we prepare these packages for individual actions. So this is an example: engagement resource and template for partners. So within the package, you can find the different letters, templates that you can send to your delegates, to representative or membership bodies of each one of the RFMOs, your suppliers. So we try to help you with that. So it's important to let you know that we have some wins. It's not always like this, but recently we have a couple of them. So for example, the tropical tuna measures that were approved, the conservation measures last year for the IATTC, which was wonderful. At the ICAT, the Mako shark conservation measures were approved too, and that was a big ask from us. And finally, yellowfin tuna rebuilding, the IOTC agreed a measure which set a catch limit and around 400,000 tons for overfish yellowfin. On top of that, we have our annual reports. All this information is in our website. So we report each one of our dimension of our 5-year strategy. We have an RFMO review at the end of the year with everything we did. And by the way, when the RFMO meetings are happening, we are attending them, and we are sending you a daily update of everything that is happening. That is by email, and we develop documents that first inform the RFMO our ask, and then when they have the proposals that are going to work in, we prepare a answers to those proposal responses, and all that information is part of our website. So I talk a lot about what we do, but as I said earlier, we work with consultants, partners that help us with the social media communication to develop this wonderful packages of information and these reviews and reports. And they are our friends from Mindfully Wired. So we have Rachel Walker joining us today. So
hi, Albert.
Hello. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and you can go with yours.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not letting me out, but I'm just going to check my settings a second. Sorry about this.
I can make you a host, but you have to return that to me later.
Okay, I just have to quit and then reopen. I'll be right back. Sorry about this.
Okay. So sorry for that. You know, technical issues are always there.
Hello again. Right, let's oh, I just need you to re-enable the participant screen sharing, please. Thank you.
Can you do it now?
Yes, perfect.
Perfect.
Sorry about that. Can everyone see my screen okay?
Yes.
Wonderful. So, hello everyone. Sorry about that start. So I'm Rachel Walker. I'm the Creative Projects Manager at Mindfully Wired. For Mindfully Wired, in case anyone doesn't know already, is a values-based creative communications consultancy, but we actually specialize in the marine sector. So we do lots of work with sustainable fishing, with sustainable seafood, that sort of thing. So that's sort of our niche. In Mindfully Wired, we have the creative team is one of our 3 teams. And within that, this is our team that work on the Global Tuna Alliance. So if one of us will be getting in touch, that's who to look out for. So what do we do with the Global Tuna Alliance? So we actually, as Albert was just explaining, there's obviously like wider activities that the GTA does, which is points like biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction, ending harmful subsidies, port state measures, all of those topics are wider activities. And then there's also RFMO engagement. I think that's the best way to sort of to split it up. And we work on both of those kind of work streams, and within that we produce a range of different outputs, so loads of social media content. We work on campaign strategies and concepts, also press engagement, the creation of reports, position statements, advocacy statements, video editing, and also ad placement as well, which we've done for the last IOTC campaign. And we're currently building the new GTA website as well, which is very exciting. So you guys here today, what do we want from partners? So I've tried to just kind of divvy this up really into three key points: sharing, quoting, videoing. So with sharing, it's basically essentially is just retweeting and sharing on your own channels the content that we put out on ours. Whenever we have a campaign, we will tend to email everyone if there's something that we want to make a sort of big splash with. So we'll sort of give you the heads up, but you know, go one step further than that. If you're following us, which I'm sure you all are, and you see something that resonates with you, or it aligns with your company's strategy, then please do feel free to share that as well. In addition to that, during campaigns, particularly our 2 bigger campaigns, which is IOTC and WCPFC, we also create bespoke content packs, which we give to partners. So we really would encourage you to share this with your comms teams so that they can share the content on your platforms too. Then on to quoting. So the quotes can be from you or anyone, or from someone else in your company, and these are great because we can use them in loads of different ways, but we can use them in press releases and press statements, and then they might end up in press as well, either in trade, so things like fishing news. We often work with seafood sector, seafood source, but also sometimes in the mainstream press. So it's great coverage as well for your organization. And we recycle all of the quotes as well. We can make these tiles, which we put out on LinkedIn and on Twitter. So really, really valuable to send us your quotes. And then finally, the big one, which we're always rooting for, is videos. So if you can record yourself speaking to the camera, this could be in an office or in the supply chain somewhere, like for example on the shop floor, super valuable. And the best thing about the videos is we can actually take little nuggets or cuts from that and then turn it into a quote, so that we're actually sort of hitting a couple there. So if you can do that, that would be the bee's knees. When you're doing this, if you choose to, things to sort of consider. I've just realized my vids is not on. Sorry about that. So when you're doing any of these things, if you're thinking about your quote or if you're recording a video, just introduce yourself, introduce your company, but vitally mention the customers and your consumers and who are they, introduce them. The key thing that we're really trying to do with comms for the GTA is just really communicating the voice of the market. Tom has said, you know, in the last OTC meeting, that was the first RFMO meeting that he's heard where they genuinely brought up, this is what the voice of the market is calling for. And that's because of increased advocacy, like these meta collaborations that we're doing with GTA. So really, really important to kind of get that message across. Then you can talk about what you're asking for and what is your position. And for this, this is something that we can really, really help with. We've got so much boilerplate messaging for each of the campaigns that we work on, so we can really help you craft a message. But of course, you'll want to make it bespoke and weave in some of your own sustainability statements and your positions for your own organization as well. Why does it matter and why do you care? That's the key, really. And then how at the end. So how can the audience help? What is the kind of final call to action? And if you can hang your hat on a consequence, then that's the beauty, really. If we can kind of say that and have that in a quote that RFMO fishery ministers can see, the delegations can see, then we're really hammering home the voice of the market. So it's a bit of just a quick summary, really, of everything that we sort of do. In a word, it's comms, but it's much more than that, really. It's a lot of advocacy as well in there. Really hope that we'll be in touch with a few of you. Our next campaign that's coming up is the WCPFC, and we also have ICAT running along at the same time, as Albert mentioned. So if you are sourcing from fisheries and especially if you're over in the WCPO, then we will be getting in touch. We will probably be asking you for some of those things, and we would absolutely love it if you can give that to us. Yeah, so that's me. That's all from me for now. But hopefully we'll get to work together and I'll get to speak to some of you very soon.
Thanks a lot, Rachel. I'm gonna stop your participation there. I'm gonna share mine now, if you can. And these questions is just is for me or for Rachel. So if you have any question. Sure. Hello.
Albert, good afternoon. Two quick questions. If you can maybe on your presentation go to the slide where you indicated the proportion of tuna certified by MSC.
There you go.
That one you said. So you've got 9% MSC certified.
Yeah.
In Barcelona, when Rupert did his presentation, he had a slide that specifically reported 2.8 million tons engaged with MSC, which could mean either certified or in assessment or suspended.
Yeah.
I had a quick look on their website, and they list 64 tuna fisheries at the moment, of only which one is suspended. So yeah, we might just have to look at that number again.
Okay.
To me, it looks a bit low, but I'm happy.
Yeah,
to also
but
look
at the same
list.
time, we have here down below. You can see
the
an assessment right now.
Yeah. So, but that's still only roughly 600,000 tons, and he's reporting 2.8 million tons.
Oh, yeah.
So that's quite interesting. So yeah, it'd be good to have a look at that one. But I'm happy to do it with you and to see where that comes to.
Yeah.
And then the second one, if you could just go to the slide where you've got environmental sustainability and sourcing policy, the sourcing policy KPI.
Oh, wait a second. This is high. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, go to the next one. Yeah, that one. Sourcing policy: percentage of partners that publicly commit to sourcing 100% of tuna products from fisheries with a GSI recognized certification on a pathway to sustainability. Is that in any way binding to GTA partners?
To GTA?
So, to GTA partners. So to be a partner, you have to ultimately make that public commitment.
Well,
Is it binding?
Yeah. You sign for the 5-year strategy when you're a member of the GTA.
Okay, but so the ultimate target is 100% of that, and we have to achieve that within a 5-year period.
Well, that is we're aiming there.
That.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, it'll be good to just check on that one whether it is actually binding. So there was a bit of a discussion on that in the previous steering committee meeting as well. So I think that's just one to confirm.
Okay.
That's all from me.
Perfect. Thanks, Greg. Anyone else? Hamish.
Hi. Yeah, hi, Albert. So it's probably an obvious question, but we never talk about bluefin tuna in the GTA. And while many of us don't sell it, and there are bigger concerns about bluefin, it's part of the catch of other tuna. So I just wondered what this kind of what the position is on bluefin tuna.
Right now, we don't have a position yet. As I said, partners were not interested when we started the GTA, but now that the GTA is growing a lot, I'm pretty sure this is going to change. We have been talking about it. So that is the current situation. And the other thing is that to get involved in 2 more RFMO is a big load. So I think we need to discuss a lot about that too. But it's not impossible. We have been talking about it. Any more questions, comments? Okay, well, thanks a lot for attending today. If you have any questions, please let us know. We're always available. Just shoot me an email. And thank you so much. And thanks, Rachel, for your presentation.
No worries. Thanks for having me. And I've just dropped my email address in the chat there. So hopefully speak to some of you soon.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.